Hello! Today I am making some crepes and we are going to fill them with a chocolate hazelnut spread, strawberries, and blueberries. So let's get started. Okay, so the recipe I'm using comes from the Pillsbury website and I've been using this recipe for quite a few years. It is one of my favorites because you can make it and use it right away. Some recipes you have to leave the batter sit in the fridge for a few hours before you're actually able to make crepes with it. I'm not always good about planning ahead. I beat my eggs. I just stirred in my milk. And I'm gonna add, let's add the salt next. You can use melted butter or oil for this recipe. I'm gonna use some avocado oil. And while I'm mixing this batter, I did preheat my pan on medium low so that way it will be nice and hot till we're ready to make these.
What? Do you think you're
Okay, and the last ingredient, it calls for 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I use gluten-free flour and it works just fine. So if you need to use gluten-free flour, you can do that with this recipe. I would imagine you could use whole wheat flour and that would turn out fine too if that's your preference. And that is our batter. That's easy peasy. Pan feels hot. That feels good. And I do want to say that I have this pan sitting here because this is the type of pan that I had used to make my crepes in for a lot of years, like this size, and it worked just fine. So if you don't have a crepe pan at home, don't let that stop you. You can definitely use this kind of pan. But I did just find this pan, and I figured I make crepes enough that it was worth getting. Okay, I'm just going to put a little bit of butter on the pan. Just because I definitely don't want to have any sticking issues with the crepes. They're very thin, so you don't want them sticking to your pan at all. So make sure you butter or oil your pan if you don't have a non-stick pan really, really well. And then I have a 1/4 cup measuring cup here and I fill it to just below the rim. So it's not a full 1/4 cup, and that's okay. And then I'm just going to dump it on the pan and move the pan around and set it back down. And these don't take very long at all to cook. They'll be ready to flip in no time. Can I already see how it's starting to set up around the edges? Because somebody didn't. Okay, and we're just gonna flip it. And this one looks pretty good, but sometimes my first one will come out really, really wonky. So if your first one's wonky, that's okay. Go ahead and try again with your second one, and your second one might turn out better. And once you flip it, the second side really only needs like 20 to 30 seconds to cook. And then that's it. And then I'll just layer them on the plate until they're all made, and then we'll go ahead and fill them. Okay, all the crepes are made. It doesn't take long at all because they cook so fast. Okay, we are going to assemble one of these crepes. Now the kids really like whipped cream on top of their crepes after they're all assembled. Unfortunately, I don't have any heavy cream, and I forgot to buy whipped cream at the store, so they're not going to get whipped cream today, but that's okay. It's still going to be good. And this is, you can use Nutella. We have this at our local store. I really like this. It tastes very much like Nutella. Anyway, whatever your preference is on fillings. You could probably do peanut butter and bananas in here too. That would be good. I'm trying to think what else. If you want something more savory, you could do eggs and sausage. That would be good. So I just fill, well, I don't fill. I spread the filling on one half of the crepe, and they are nothing fancy when I do them, but they're still very delicious. Okay, and then we have some blueberries here. I love blueberries. And you can see Sarah was using her chopper here to cut up strawberries. So we have all these strawberries. And then I just fold it over in half. And like I said, if you want whipped cream on yours, if you have whipped cream and you want whipped cream on it, put some whipped cream on there. Otherwise, it's just very filled with fruit, and the chocolate is delicious. They're excellent. We've done these for breakfast, we do these for dessert, and I've already made them for dinner. So good. And the fillings, get as creative as you like with them. They're very easy. Do not be intimidated by this at all. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you try making them. I will link the recipe below so that you have it for yourself.